So about a month ago, I made a 57 rounds mock draft. So it's literally 50 different mock drafts, all 7 rounds for the Cincinnati Bengals to see where the market was for certain players and where they were heading and where, they're going up or down. Well, now that the combine is done and we have the pro days on the way and we have more information about some of these prospects, I decided, because, life is very fun, why not do 100 with, updated information? Because I always see down below my comic section, like, hey, we should take this guy, this guy, this guy, this guy. Everyone has an opinion on who these picks should be. Well, let's let a automatic generator / robot decide all 7 rounds of the Cincinnati Bengals future. And I'll be honest with you, it did not disappoint. So, first round picks, I'll tell you right now, Antoine Harrison was a crap ton of these picks. He wasn't all the picks, but he was a crap ton. He actually came in with the most picks for the first round. I believe number 2, I want to say, was Nolan Smith. He also came in, I think, at like number 2 and number 3. You see a lot of cornerbacks. So overall wise, the first round, according to this, obviously, I call it automatic generated robot, is Pro Football Focus Mock Draft Simulator, who actually did all these. Again, all I did was just ran the simulator, wrote down the names, ran the simulator, wrote down the names, ran the simulator, wrote down the names 100 times. And my dumb self decided to do this the hard way, and yeah, let's get into it. So starting off right away, offensive tackle is clearly the number 1 overall pick. With the fact that they need a new right tackle, with Jonah Williams now wanting to leave, Collins is not going to be healthy for week 1. You have no really solidified right tackle unless they sign one in free agency. Tackle is the most important position, according to this chart, that Cincinnati will most likely be going toward and going after, which honestly makes perfect sense completely. Outside of tackle, they do have halfback, a couple Bijan Robinson picks, a couple tight end picks, Michael Mayers, Darnell Washington, Kincaid. So a couple tight end picks, but I think we can pretty much 100% say tackle is the number 1 pick. Number 2 pick. This one was all over the place. We had corners, edge rushers, centers, wide receivers, safeties. But I will tell you right now, I think overall wise, edge rusher was the number 2 overall pick. There was some tackles in here too. I say edge rusher / defensive line. One of those 2 positions was the number 2 overall pick. Again, like I said, it does go a little bit all over the place. Safety does, sneak its little head in here a couple of times, but edge rusher / defensive line, number 2. Number 3 has to be safety. Safety or cornerback, I would say. There's a lot of safeties that start off these 50 mock drafts, and then it kind of went to corner a lot. It went to linebacker a tad bit too, but I'm going to say cornerback / safety is number 3. So we got tackle, we got edge rusher, defensive line, and then we got safety / corner. Number 4, a lot of this was running back. There was a lot of running backs in here, and actually not as much. Never mind. Again, like I said, I'm trying to see what position is the most. Tight end was a lot. There was definitely a good amount of tight ends in here too. Luke was definitely posted a lot here, it looks like. So I'm gonna go with Luke as. Let's go with corner. It might be evenly matched throughout all the positions. This is so weird. There's no glorified one player. I'm gonna say tight end. Number 5. Defensive line really blossomed. Yeah, defensive line really blossomed. Go with defensive line. Number 6 we have is definitely got some quarterback Stetson Bennett in there. That's always nice to see. Get that Brandon Allen replacement. I think number 6 is corner. Number 7 is definitely going to be Honestly, I'd say there's no like actual number one position. Yeah, I would say corner, but again, I'd say really pick 5 through 7. There's no 100% like you're like, oh yeah, that guy right there is the guy that is like 1000%, the player. That's the pick, right? And again, this is kind of what goes to this. Why you see so many different comments down below on so many different players that people are saying like, oh, we have to get this guy, we have to get this guy, we have to get that guy. At the end of the day, it really shows that there is no clear number one, right? There is, even if you go all the way to this, even if you go all the way to the fact of, these players that we're looking at right now, even with all this being said, there is still no clear number one. Even a robot cannot 1000% say, yes, this is the guy that Cincinnati should take. I mean, there are some of these picks where they say take a wide receiver. I mean, in the second round, take a wide receiver in the third round. There was actually a receiver, I believe, in every single round. Maybe, yep, wide receiver. There's the wide receiver first round. I think it's probably Zay Flowers, right? Yep, Zay Flowers. And then there's wide receiver 4th, 5th, 6th, and 7th. So it's going to be interesting to see what Cincinnati does on draft night. I think they have a lot of different options they could go with and a lot of different directions they could go with. And, there's no 1000% solidified player. But I will tell you right now, my guy I love a lot, Darnell Washington, was not posted much in these mock drafts. But the first round, them going tight end wasn't posted a lot either. So I think that might be because most tight ends were taken off the board by the time Cincinnati did pick. But definitely will say, a lot of these mock drafts, like there are some tight ends, but tight end is really not a position that this mock drafts really went toward. And now keep in mind, this draft class for tight ends is really freaking amazing. So you can get a really good solidified tight end, top 10 tight end, in the 5th or 6th round. So that's another thing you got to take in consideration is you don't have to reach for a tight end this year. In previous years, you would have to reach for a tight end if you want to get a star. This year, you don't really have to. So you can wait a little bit and get a tight end later on in the draft and get an absolute stud. So I think that's another thing. Like, we do see some of these mocks, what's got a tight end, no tight end in the 7th round, really, it looks like. I know we have a couple, Marshawn Ford, a couple guys. I'd rather see the Penn State guy I talked about many times. But the 6th round, not really a tight end, one tight end in the 6th round. Nope. I lied, Zach Kuntz. Zach Kuntz is a couple times. But, not many. So, again, like I said before, it's going to be interesting to see what Cincinnati does on draft night. But definitely, guys, tell me down below your thoughts, opinions. Make sure to hit the like button. This took me 7 hours to do. Trust me, nothing is more fun than literally running a 7-round mock draft, writing down all the names, refreshing it, doing it again, writing down 7 names, and doing that 100 times. But, as you guys know, I do this to provide content for you guys, so you guys can stay up to date on your Cincinnati Bengals content. So, I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.